Hey, it's Nina Lemtier here, the Nutrition Lifestyle Strategist. How are you today? I hope you are well. I wanted to jump on and share with you 3 strategic ways that you can reduce inflammation right now and just raise your awareness around that. And at the same time, I wanted to also take any potential questions that you might have. So as you are logging on, please comment where you're logging on from, because on the last session, we had literally South Africa, we had the USA. It was super exciting. And it's really just about empowering you with practical steps so that you can feel confident and have clarity on your wellness journey. And for those of you that don't know me and kind of my journey, I struggled with fibroids for the best part of my 20s and 30s. I've had a couple of miscarriages, unfortunately, and I had no idea what fibroids were. So the first point really is raising awareness around fibroids themselves, because a lot of women will not know what they are, unfortunately, until they're diagnosed with them. And I had to advocate for myself back then, because I was basically being told I'd have to have a hysterectomy. I had to prepare myself for that, even though it was meant to be a myomectomy to remove the largest one. So I ended up having a partial myomectomy because I had to plead with them and ask them to just remove the large one so that I could have a chance to leave with my uterus intact, because I wanted to be able to have children. And they followed that instruction, and luckily I did, because I bled so much. It was very touch and go. The procedure was meant to be 4 or 5 hours. It turned up being about 14 hours. And when I came around, people were like, it was really, really touch and go. So I'm now really helping women empower themselves so that they can take more control, whether you're having surgery, whether you chose to do a partial surgery and leave some fibroids behind, because I've actually been shrinking mine over the years. I've had 3 children, and those pregnancies were very smooth. And this was because I chose to be proactive. I chose not to accept fibroids as a norm, because that's what I was told. It's normal, it's nothing to do with your diet. It's just normal. Black women get this. And it didn't appear normal to me. It didn't feel normal. So I chose to be really proactive. And that's what I really help women with today. I help women like Emma this week, who's fallen pregnant after years of trying with fibroids. She's been able to reduce their dominance and size, and her body's, allowed for the pregnancy now, which is just amazing to help women like Emma empower themselves. And also this week, we've had Yolande, who's shrunk her fibroids 2 centimeters, and she's not even started the supplement phase. So this is just purely based on testing, getting more concise, and adjusting her diet, which is just amazing. So this is really, really about you understanding what you can do on a day-to-day basis to help yourself, so that you're not dependent on medication and strong medication and surgeries, repetitive surgeries that's not addressing root contributing factors, and is literally leaving you not only with trauma, but scar tissue, and then impact on fertility and, XYZ. So thanks for joining. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. So I'm going to share with you 3 key just to raise your awareness around the concept of inflammation, and 3 key areas that you can be really proactive with to reduce inflammation. The first area is your diet. Okay, so your diet is what you ingest, what you consume can either trigger or diffuse inflammation. So raising your awareness about what you consume is really, really important. We all have different triggers. So what may trigger another woman wouldn't trigger yourself. So it's really important to be aware about that. You can't hear me? Really? Oh no. Can anyone else hear me? Oh no, I've been talking for ages. Can anyone else hear me? Tem Jewin cannot hear me. Can anyone else just comment if you can hear me? Can anyone else comment if you can hear me? Thank you, Andy. I was just like, oh my gosh. Right. Okay. Temju, you have to check your volume because apparently I'm being heard. Okay. Great. You can hear me now. Awesome. So if you've got any questions, please do ask. So I'm just basically raising awareness around the concept of inflammation. So the first area is your diet. Okay. This is an area you have obviously full control over, and you can make significant progress once you get into a nice habit with what reacts with your body, what causes inflammation, and obviously the signs and signals that you get exposed to when you consume certain foods. The second area is toxin exposure. So obviously we're all kind of faced with toxins daily, toxins we can't control, like pollution, depending on where you live. Our foods are mostly genetically modified, lots of different areas. But if you can start to reduce your exposure, this is really, really important for kind of potential chronic inflammation that is happening in the background that your body can get quite accustomed to. So that's another area, looking at how you can reduce toxins. Now, the third area is stress management. This is a really important area because you only really get the benefits when you are consistent and you're really intentional about it. So it's about how can you factor in time out for yourself daily? How do you check in with yourself? How are you processing emotions, managing your, stress levels? Because stress is something that's not going anywhere, but it's how we approach it day to day. So those are 3 areas that you can take away with to just raise your awareness around inflammation. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Also, if anyone wants to share, I'm happy to go, share this live with you as well. How have I just put on a filter? That is so bizarre. My gosh, I don't know how that's happened. All right, I'm back. That's so funny. So yeah, do you have any questions? Do you feel like you are managing inflammation? And also anything that raises your happiness levels, like makes you feel really light and joyful, is a great way to manage inflammation as well. So just identifying what sucks your energy, shifts your mood in a negative way, and what makes you feel light-hearted, light-spirited and happy. That's the direction you want to go in. And yeah, so that's really what I wanted to share with you today, and also let you know. Also, welcome to the new members that have joined my network, the Womb Care Network, which is a platform where I work very closely with you. We get much deeper on day-to-day steps so that you can start rebalancing your body correctly and shrinking fibroids and just improving your womb environment, and also just the concept about how your body can heal and the tools that you've got available to you. So we go into much detail. If you want more information, you can click the link in my bio and watch the video on it's the VIP Womb Care Network. But otherwise, I do have lots of free resources as well on my YouTube and obviously this page. If you've got any questions, hi Adriana, thanks for joining. If you've got any questions, please ask. This is a Q&A session. Oh, bonjour, you're in France. Lovely. Welcome. Please let me know where you're tuning in from. It's always nice to know where everyone is. I actually have clients in Ukraine, Saudi Arabia, the States, where else? France, Germany. I've got Muna, lovely Muna in Germany. And it's just so great to have such an international client base. Right, do you have documented steps covering good practice in womb care? Yes, I do. If you go to the link in my bio and click on hormone resource, you'll get documented steps there to improve your womb care. Oh, lovely. Paris is amazing. Oh my gosh, I love Paris. It's so beautiful. Love Paris. How's the weather there now? Lancashire, lovely. I've never visited there. how are you all progressing with your womb kind of wellness? Are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling confident? Or are there any areas that you feel like you need more support in? I've got a few guests coming up in the next few weeks, which is really exciting as well. So keep an eye on this page as well for the future Pain to Power lives. Trinidad, lovely. Oh my gosh, my good friend is from Trinidad. She's beautiful. You're all gorgeous out there. Well, everyone's gorgeous, but you know what I mean. Trinidad is wonderful. How are you feeling? How are you progressing on your womb wellness journey? If you've got any questions, I'd love to answer them and help you out, because it's about sharing information, empowering each other on our journeys on this beautiful earth. Right. And if you can't get that document, you should be able to get it just by popping in your email, Thames you in. And I think it's your wife you're logging on for, if I'm not mistaken. How is she doing? Thank you for the translate your video French. Oh, lovely. Is it translating into French? I didn't know that. Amazing. Instagram is amazing, right? My gosh. So right now you're reading it in French. That is awesome. Oh, you don't speak English. Wow, that's so amazing. I'm so pleased that you're getting help from this. That's so good. How's your wife doing, Thames Yuin? I hope she's progressing really well. So remember, the power of your mind is so important on your journey. What you tell yourself daily is what you'll get. So make sure you focus on the positive. I know, diagnosis will obviously give you the reality, but it's okay to choose your own reality and gravitate towards that. That's what I've done. And everything that I've prayed for, that I've wished for, that I've kept focused on, obviously by taking actionable steps daily, I've been able to bring to fruition in my life. So please don't be disheartened. Write down what you want and just make sure you have a process that is consistent to achieve it. What do you think about clove tea for womb health? Yeah, so with clove tea, it's great. You just have to be careful with possible kind of reactions. So when you introduce it, keep a food diary and start taking it after you eat. And just monitor how you feel. And if you're fine, you've not got any kind of symptoms or anything, then you can factor it in, a few times a week, because it is quite, it can be quite strong. Avoid taking it on an empty stomach. Try and take it after you eat and just keep a food diary just to be on the safe side. Because lots of these teas, it can give you a reaction that might be quite alarming to begin with, but they are kind of getting to work. But you do have to just monitor it, because if anything gets worse, you want to stop taking it, basically. So anytime you introduce something new, just be mindful about the times and if you take it before a meal or after a meal and how you feel. I hope that helps. Okay, so she's decided to put the hysterectomy operation on hold. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, because that's obviously a major procedure. So is she looking to, see what she can do naturally to help herself? And of course, if there's anything I can do to help her, please let me know. But I'm really pleased that she's doing that, because yes, a hysterectomy is, it's needed in certain situations, but often from what I hear, it's rushed too quickly, and there is quite a bit you can do to help yourself before going down such a permanent route, which still leaves you with hormones that you still have to manage, and an aftermath of possible whether your ovaries were left or taken out, etc. I spoke to a woman today who's on HRT, and she's still not really feeling herself because she has to manage her hormones. So none of that disappears with a hysterectomy. So it's important to be aware of that. You're welcome, Irene. I hope it goes well for you. Is there a certain time during your cycle you should have the clove tea? Right. So yes, you do have to kind of pinpoint obviously where you are on your cycle, depending on what activities and what foods to focus on. I have a breakdown that will give you guidance. It's on my YouTube. There's a training there. But in summary, with a clove tea, because it's more kind of cleansing, you want to have it before you start your period as opposed to once you're on your period. So have it like a week before, and that will help to cleanse out, anything that like toxins, and it will just help your body get more in balance and obviously prepare for the increase in energy that you're going to need. So up your calories, and I would say ideally take it before your period starts. So that's what I would suggest. But if you want a breakdown of exactly what to do, just visit the link in my bio or drop me a message and I can send it right straight to you. Okay. And are you, just curious, are you kind of like shrinking your fibroids naturally, or like what is your situation? Or are you kind of post a procedure? Where are you at, Mrs. Doll 24? And like what location are you as well? I love to know where everyone is. Yeah, please do send me a message. Now, just also quickly, I really want to, I'm putting out a video later about it, but I just want to emphasize that there is such a high rate of fibroids growing back after myomectomies, after procedures. And this is because women aren't really made aware of what they can do to stop the contributing factors of their fibroid growth. So when they're having the procedures, obviously that's not disappearing, and give it a few years or even sometimes a few months, the fibroids are back. So you can do so much to help yourself by starting to shrink them before you have the surgery. That way you really reduce your risk of fibroids reoccurring, after the procedures. So I go into more detail today on my wound care network. That's at 8:00 today. If you want to join that, the link's in my bio. What can be done if after a myomectomy you didn't see your period? Okay, so thanks for your question, Neola. It depends when you've had the procedure. It's normal to not see your period for like the first month or two, possibly even 3 months. But after about 3 months, if you've not seen your period, definitely, go back to your healthcare provider and just get checked out. But it's normal to not have a period like a month or two after your procedure. When was your procedure, if I may ask, and how are you feeling? Thank you for your questions as well. We've got quite a few of you on now. So just to summarize, I've shared today, how to reduce inflammation, areas to focus on. So that's your diet, toxin exposure, and stress management. Those are areas to really keep an eye on. Okay, Mrs. Dole, I have endo. I've had surgery, I've had cysts and fibroids removed too. Okay, I'm trying to conceive, but it's just this struggle. I had the surgery over a year ago. Okay, thank you for sharing. Right, so I'm just thinking, if you're going to drop me a message as well, I think it's you that said that. But really, with obviously fertility, you just have to do things differently. So what I would suggest is, if you've had a year of trying since your procedure, you definitely need a pattern interrupt now. So you might want to consider getting, my advice, going through a process of really analysing what you've done and what you can do to give your body a chance, kind of reset your body to allow for conception. I can go in more detail about that because it's similar to my client Emma, who had a procedure. She was struggling to conceive for a couple of years, and it's been 10 days. She's now pregnant. And she's just followed the protocols and the processes that we advocate in the wound care workshop. So there is hope. Obviously, God gives life, but we can do what we can, to be really practical. But yeah, there is a lot you can do if you've not had professional guidance yet. So definitely drop me a message. You're in the Midlands. Yeah, I'm in the Midlands as well. I moved out of London a couple of years ago. So definitely connect with me. Because fertility is so sensitive, isn't it? Because it's, your hormones and stress hormones, you'll be surprised how much they impact. So the more kind of tense you feel about it, that is actually having an adverse effect on everything. But we can talk more. Any more questions? Thank you for joining. And I really, really pray that you're all really doing well and feeling good today. Oh, perfect. Do you have a clinic or meetup that you offer? I don't actually have a clinic. We do physical meetups probably once, twice a year. I work remotely with all my clients, so it would be Zoom. But if we're local, we can always meet up as well. Like I'm in Warwickshire, so Midlands, I'm presuming you might be Birmingham. We can definitely, meet up for a matcha or something. But no, I don't have a clinic, Mrs. Doa. Right. Okay. So thanks for your questions. Please be mindful about those 3 areas for inflammation and stay happy. Anything that makes you smile will reduce inflammation as well. So just keep yourself, let things kind of run off your back, so to speak. Try not to let things stick and find ways to just talk about it and let it go. Because anything we bottle up and we kind of focus on, it internally starts to manifest and do more harm over time. So thank you for joining. Have a lovely day and I will see you next week. As I said, I've got guests lined up for this as well, just to give you actionable steps, tools to support you on your journey as well. And if you want more in-depth support and structure, have a look at my link in the bio and watch the video on the VIP Wound Care Network, and that will give you insight into how I'm helping women get results as well. You're welcome, Neola. I hope all is good with you, and just follow those steps. If you're not sure, just drop me a message as well. Take care. Bye.